The eighth reflection, A Variable God. Episode 3. The holographic temple and the stone library combined. When Eleanor and Varone stepped into the temple's central atrium, the sheer magnitude of the place made them gasp. The vaulted ceiling appeared to be carved from living starlight, showing galaxies swirling in slow eddies. Giant columns lined the circular space, each bearing carvings that hinted at a fusion of world religions: Christian angels, Hindu mandalas, Norse runes, Shinto torii gates, and more, melding seamlessly with the modern glyphs of circuit diagrams and quantum field equations. Hovering in the center of this vast temple was a luminescent orb reminiscent of a hologram. It flickered with images of cosmic phenomena, nebulae, black holes, swirling galaxies, intercut with glimpses of human civilization across millennia. The building of the pyramids, the forging of swords in medieval Europe, rocket launches, cityscapes of neon lights. As if all of history, cosmic and terrestrial, was condensed into one swirling mosaic. A figure emerged from behind a column. This time it wore ornate robes of shimmering gold. Unlike the previous hooded sentinel, its face was visible, an androgynous countenance that seemed to shift ethnicity as one stared. "Welcome to the holographic temple," it said, voice carrying an undercurrent of 1,000 murmurs. "You have passed the outer labyrinth. Now you must see that what you call reality may be but a projection, a tapestry woven from codes and archetypes." Varun took a step closer to the orb, enthralled. "A holographic principle?" he ventured. "Like the theory that our three-dimensional reality is encoded on a two-dimensional boundary. A concept from theoretical physics, often applied to black hole event horizons." The figure offered a nod. "And more. For the ancients expressed this notion in mythic form. Indra's net, for instance, describing a cosmic web where every jewel reflects every other jewel. Your modern science calls it holography. The difference lies only in language." Eleanor felt goosebumps. She remembered reading about Indra's net as a metaphor for interconnection, each node containing the reflection of all others. In some quantum interpretations, particles share information across vast distances, as if the universe itself was a single entangled entity. The holographic challenge. The orb pulsed. A panel of light separated from it, forming a floating console of sorts, emblazoned with symbols. Some looked like circuit diagrams for quantum gates, others resembled the seeds of sacred geometry. Suddenly, a door on the far side of the temple swung open, revealing a new space. It resembled a stone library, a vast chamber of carved shelves that spiraled downward into the depths of the temple. By silent consensus, they moved toward it. Upon entering, they found a network of aisles stacked with stone tablets, papyrus scrolls, medieval manuscripts, and even modern books with glossy covers. The air smelled of dust, old parchment, and something older still, like petrichor from ancient caves. Flickering torches lined the walls, though the library's architecture defied any singular historical period. As they wandered deeper, they realized the library was organized in a baffling manner. A single shelf might contain cuneiform tablets from Sumer, next to NASA transcripts discussing cosmic microwave background radiation, next to a 12th century Kabbalistic text on the Tree of Life. Another shelf might hold a single Sanskrit scroll on chakras, beside a binder labeled Neural Network Weights, 2037 AD. Time was scrambled, as though the entire record of human thought had been rearranged in cryptic patterns. A new voice, softer, more intimate, whispered through the rows. "In this stone library, the cosmos archives its knowledge in many tongues. Your second challenge: reconcile the old and the new. See that behind every myth is a formula, and behind every formula lies an archetype." Eleanor exchanged a glance with Varun. She felt the thrumming anticipation of a puzzle about to unfold. Unraveling the library's secret. They began examining the texts. Each contained references to escape or liberation, whether couched in spiritual language, nirvana, moksha, salvation, or, in scientific terms, escape velocity, cosmic expansion, negative energy solutions to the Einstein field equations. It was staggering. The repeated theme, a door, an exit, or an unraveling from some grand cycle. What if the escape room idea is literal at a cosmic level? Varun mused. As if the universe itself is an engineered labyrinth, encouraging consciousness to seek an exit, or at least a deeper dimension. Eleanor's fingers traced over a Sumerian tablet describing Ziusudra's journey in a vessel to survive the flood, ancient precursor to the Noah story. A margin note in modern English read, "Escape from a doomed world as metaphor for quantum decoherence." Next to it, a Talmudic commentary on the Ark. She realized the puzzle might revolve around comparing myths of cosmic or existential rescue with advanced theoretical concepts about emergent states, wave function collapse, or even universal rewrites. Indeed, on another table they found what looked like a Rosetta Stone of sorts, an elaborate cipher mapping symbols from different eras onto mathematical or computational analogues. Egyptian hieroglyphs became qubit states, Hebrew letters mapped to logic gates, Sumerian cuneiform mapped to circuit connections, Celtic knots to fractal expansions. The concept was mind-boggling. It implied that every ancient script was not merely a language, but also a blueprint for universal algorithms. Varun gently tapped a rune from the Old Norse alphabet that, in the cipher, corresponded to a Pauli X gate in quantum computing. If this is correct, the ancients, knowingly or not, embedded references to quantum operations in their symbols, which begs the question, who orchestrated this? Or did universal truths leak into myths spontaneously? The library responded with a deep hum, as though acknowledging their speculation. Confronting the lock. At the library's center, they discovered a colossal stone wheel embedded in the floor. Etched across its circumference were multilingual inscriptions: Sanskrit, Aramaic, Egyptian hieroglyphs, binary code, quantum circuit diagrams, all converging at a circular mosaic. The mosaic depicted a labyrinth with 8 concentric rings, each ring coiled by a serpent devouring its tail, an Ouroboros. A subtle clue. There were spaces on the wheel where rotating segments would line up different inscriptions, presumably to form coherent phrases or equations. Next to the wheel was an elevated dais with a single glowing slot shaped like the octagonal labyrinth key token. Eleanor placed their token into the slot, and the stone wheel groaned, rotating in place. The puzzle had begun. Each inscription lit up in turn, shining color-coded lights across the library's shelves. The dais projected instructions into the air to open the second gate, unify the cosmic equation hidden among the sacred texts, align the ring segments so that the myths and formulas converge. They realized each ring of the stone wheel corresponded to an epoch of knowledge. Inner rings for the oldest scripts, outer rings for modern data. Aligning them correctly meant forging a single sentence or formula that bridged thousands of years of thought. It was, quite literally, bridging religion and science in a single tapestry. Methodical alignment. Varun took the lead on the computational side, recognizing certain ring segments as representations of advanced quantum gates, Hadamard, Toffoli, Pauli, etc. Eleanor focused on deciphering the ancient scripts, relying on the library's stacked references. She found crossovers. An Egyptian phrase about the lotus of creation mirrored certain lines in the quantum wave function's creation and annihilation operators. A Hebrew phrase about "let there be light" correlated with the photon's wave-particle duality. Sanskrit references to Maya, illusion, paralleled the concept of the holographic principle. Aligning these segments was maddeningly intricate. Rotate one ring to align an Egyptian glyph with a particular quantum gate, and you'd misalign a Hebrew letter from its corresponding logic operation. It was a puzzle that demanded a synergy of knowledge from every major domain: theology, quantum physics, linguistics, cryptography, mythology. At times, they bickered. Varun insisting on prioritizing the quantum framework, Eleanor on preserving the mythic narrative. But as tension peaked, they recalled the message. Only by reconciling the old and the new can you see the design. They took a breath, recognized that both angles were vital, and resumed carefully weaving the puzzle's tapestry. Slowly, ring by ring, a coherent pattern emerged. Glyphs lined up in luminous arcs, quantum gates matched with ancient runes. A final click reverberated through the library, setting the entire chamber aglow with golden light. The central mosaic flashed. The Ouroboros serpents each winked, then fused into a single swirling pattern, revealing the Eye of Horus fractal at the labyrinth's center. A thunderous shift shook the floor. The stone wheel split open like a mechanical iris, revealing a spiral staircase leading downward. A gust of ancient air whooshed up, smelling of salt and stone. A ghostly voice. "Gate 2 achieved. Descend." They peered down the stairs. Darkness beckoned, but they sensed wonders beyond. For a moment, Eleanor felt her mind reel. Was she truly standing inside a structure built of pure consciousness? Or was this all an advanced VR environment? The boundaries between real and unreal had blurred so thoroughly she wasn't sure it mattered anymore. Arm in arm, they took the first steps, guided only by the flicker of torchlight.